The Cannes Film Festival for 2022. The film schedule has been released and we're going to take a look at it today. Guys, are you excited for it? Are you excited? You're watching Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, and we're going to start off by talking about the Cannes Film Festival of 2022. We got the movies that are going to be showing up there. Let's take a look. David Cronenberg, Claire Denis, and George Miller join Elvis and Top Gun in the 2022 lineup at Cannes. Okay, cool. Well, we knew that Top Gun was going to be there. We knew that. And, okay, so let's take a look at this list. Elvis was going to be there, yes. And we saw that Lightyear was pulled from that schedule. So we got this from Variety. Let's take a look at the quick rundown for the selections. I hate it when they put it into these paragraph forms and you're trying to suck it out. Or, you're trying to get some useful information. Just give me the list, man. All right, competition. In the competition is Armageddon Time, Boy from Heaven, Broker, Brother and Sister, Close, Crimes of the Future, David Cronenberg. So, we're going to take a look at the trailer for that just dropped later on in this video. So pay attention to the timestamps because we'll be looking at this trailer from David Cronenberg. He did The Fly and all of those weird abstract movies. He also did The History of Violence, which is really cool. And he's going to be working with Viggo Mortensen again in that Crimes of the Future. So we'll be keeping our eye on that one for sure. Decision to Leave, EO or Haiyan. Okay, so I don't know why they're saying or. Are those alternate titles? Forever Young, Holy Spider, Layla's Brothers, Nostalgia, RMN, Showing Up, Stars at Noon. There's that Claire Denis film that they're talking about in the title. Stars at Noon. We'll have to keep our eye on that one too. Tchaikovsky's Wife, Tori and Lokita, and Triangle of Sadness. Triangle of Sadness. Why does that sound familiar to me? Okay, so there's an image from Crimes of the Future. There's Viggo Mortensen right there with Kirsten Stewart and Léa Seydoux. Okay, so Uncertain Regard. Here's some other films that are uncertain. Okay, so these ones won't be for an award. Is that what I understand? I can't remember how this all works. All the people I'll never be. All the people I'll never be from Cambodia. Beast. Okay, Beast. Riley Keough. That looks like it might be one we have to keep our eye on. Burning Days, Butterfly Vision, Corsage, Domingo in the Mist. Godland, Joyland, Metronome, Plan 75, Rodeo, Sick of Myself, The Silent Twins, The Stranger, The Worst, or Like I say, I hate it when they put in their alternate titles. Just name the movie, for crying out loud. From France. Okay, so we knew that Top Gun was going to be there, and that's going to be the big draw for everybody, right? Everybody wants to see Top Gun, and that comes out in a couple of weeks for us in the normal market. So just to hear the early buzz will be great to hear. But Elvis is, okay, so out of competition. The big movies that we all want to see are going to be out of the competition, except for maybe this Cronenberg one that we'll keep our eye on. We'll take a look at that trailer here in a moment. Elvis. Okay, so Baz Luhrmann's Elvis is going to be out there, and that's going to give it a couple of months to stew because Elvis comes out in July, right? And that trailer looked phenomenal. That's going to be cool to hear some buzz about that. Final Cut, Masquerade, November, 3,000 Years of Longing, George Miller. That's the George Miller one. There we go. 3,000 Years of Longing. What in blazes is that? Okay, so then, of course, we got Top Gun Maverick there. 3,000 Years of Longing, 2022 film. Idris Elba, Tilda Swinton. Sounds interesting. George Miller. Yeah, well, he made Mad Max. Okay, so they're not giving me the IMDb right there, and I should have pulled this one, but we're going to read the quick premise for this. A scholar, content with life, encounters a djinn who offers her 3 wishes in exchange for his freedom. Their conversation in a hotel room in Istanbul leads to consequences neither would have expected. So a scholar somebody's is going to talk with a jinn, which is like an evil spirit, and depending on what mythos you're drawing from, that could be any number of people. I'm guessing Tilda Swinton is the scholar, and Idris Elba is going to be playing the jinn character, the weird underworld, spirit. I'll keep my eye on that. And then, of course, Top Gun comes out, and that's cool. Midnight screenings. Fumer Fight Tusser Hunt. Moonage Daydream. Special screenings. All That Breathes. And The Natural History of Destruction. And that's from Ukraine. That's going to be very topical. Con Premiere, Dodo, Irma Vep, Nightfall, and Non-Fraggins. But, of course, we know that everybody's going to be looking at the ones that are out of competition. I'll never know why they organize it like that. But that's the cool rundown. There's that image again from Crimes of the Future, which we're going to have to take a look at more now as we go in through some of the topics of the day's rundown for movie and entertainment news. Guys, if you don't know how this works, this is a live show, Monday to Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern, there in the comments section. You can find time codes for links for all of these topics that we'll be talking about today. And this is new this week. I'm just leaving this up for you guys. There's all my social media handles. I'm not going to run down the names of these anymore because I'm just going to leave this up and let people know, hey, we're talking about all of these topics on the show. And if you want to talk about movie news and all of these things, you're welcome to join us. And I always try to talk with everybody in the comments in between the stories. But let's take a look at this Crimes of the Future movie that's coming out at cons, and also has David Cronenberg back behind the camera, working with Viggo Mortensen again. Kirsten Stewart's going to be in this. Great cast. Léa Seydoux, she was in those Bond movies recently, and Cronenberg and Viggo Mortensen, this is like their third one, right? Because they did A History of Violence, masterful. Eastern Promises was pretty good. And this one looks like it's going back to that throwback horror vibe thing, body horror examination kind of stuff, like Eggs Extends and that kind of stuff. The film will premiere at 75th Cannes. We saw that. It's set in the near future where humans are undergoing a series of new transformations and mutations to adapt to the world's new synthetic environment. The world's synthetic environment. So humans have had to adapt their bodies to live in the new world, which I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of pollution angle or something on there. Maybe some war, post-apocalyptic thing going on. Hey, Fuzz, how's it going in the live chat? Good. So we're just talking about Crimes of the Future here. Mortensen plays celebrity performance artist Saul Tenser, who together with his partner Caprice Seydoux, so these two are going to be partners. They're Seydoux, and he'll be a performance artist, apparently. Okay, so what's all this about? Mortensen plays celebrity performance artist Saul Tenser, who, together with his partner Caprice, publicly showcases the metamorphosis of his organs in avant-garde performances. Of his organs. So he takes those parts of his body out for performances? Weird, man. Stewart plays Timlin, an investigator from the National Organ Registry who obsessively tracks their movements. Oh, and there's a mysterious underground group who are planning to use Saul's notoriety to shed light on the next phase of human evolution. So they're evolving by taking their organs out and doing all these weird things, and she's going to be some kind of preserver of human organs. The trailer dropped this morning, and let's just take a look at some of the images from this trailer. I'm not going to do a trailer reaction for it because it's kind of weird, man. And when it's weird, maybe it will get the views, but we'll talk about this a lot more on the weekend horror movie roundup. Maybe we'll even watch it then on the weekend horror movie news. Now, if you don't know who David Cronenberg is, he's done weird movies in the past, like The Fly with Jeff Goldblum, and one of his weirder ones was Videodrome. And of course, Eraserhead, right? He did Eraserhead, right? And this one looks like it's up there in that same kind of vein. I'm not going to play you long clips of it because I don't want to lose my monetization. But here's this machine that Viggo Mortensen is in. You can see that there's some arms and some contraptions there. There's Léa Seydoux. So he's the performance artist, and we see people in an audience there looking at them. She's the assistant, and he goes into this pod. I think it shows him. Yeah, okay, so he goes into this pod. And I guess his organs are going to be taken out and then contorted or shifted into something else, transformed. So weird, man. And this is the pod, I'm guessing. In a future where people had to do this to adapt to the environment. And we got some weird imagery in here, man. People transforming their bodies. Like if we'll watch, yes, okay, that confirms it. We're going to watch this trailer on Saturday's horror movie roundup. And you'll see my full reactions to that. Kirsten Stewart's in it. Looks like she's transformed some part of her eye or something like that, with some kind of a device. But you can't go wrong. Oh, I see what she's doing. That's a camera. Okay, so she's using a camera to look inside Vigo's body. So that wasn't transformative. That's just one of those fiber optic cameras, right? And then we got some kid eating a bucket. Very weird. Looks like the assistant's going to go into the machine at some point too. They're probably going to get kidnapped by this group that want to expose everything for what it is. And it's just a quick little teaser, but it's got some weird images in it, man. And it's going to throw people through a funky loop where that will make them go, what the heck is going on in this movie? But I like that. I like abstract storytelling every now and then. And one thing that you'll know from Cronenberg is that he is not shy to pull any of the punches. And that's great. So let's go to the IMDb here and get a little bit more clarity. Crimes of the Future. It's going up in popularity. Okay, and it's not to be confused with Crimes of the Future from 1970, which apparently he also made. He made two movies called Crimes of the Future, but the earlier one is just it's about something else and has nothing to do with this newer one. He just probably liked the title. And let's see, IMDb has a different synopsis. A deep dive into the not-so-distant future in which humankind is learning to adapt to its synthetic surroundings, like Matrix style, This evolution moves humans beyond their natural state and into metamorphosis, which alters their biological makeup. And we saw images of that in the trailer. So Kirsten Stewart, and that's going to be cool. I like that. Scott Speedman. Yep. Léa Seydoux, Viggo Mortensen, Don McKellar. That name sounds familiar for some reason. Okay, so that's the IMDb. Crimes of the Future, guys. What do you think? Does that look pretty funky? We'll watch the full trailer this weekend on the Horror Movie News Roundup. But Crimes of the Future, David Cronenberg as a teaser, I think that looked pretty cool. Let me know what you thought about that in the comments below. And let's move on to Jurassic World Dominion. We've been getting lots of stuff this week about Jurassic World. We got some new images from a magazine that we saw yesterday. And today they released a small little, featurette. And I'm not going to go deep into this because it's kind of like a walkthrough of the history of Jurassic Park. But we do get to see some new images of some behind-the-scenes footage. They talk about some of the stunt work, what Jurassic Park meant to them. And that's pretty much what this featurette shows. Now, it does show some stuff from the new movie, Jurassic World Dominion. And it does have some quotes from Chris Pratt in there, as well as the older cast mixing with the new cast. And that stuff is cool, man. It's cool to see those three. It's cool to see a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. Oh, and there's the beautiful Bryce Dallas Howard. Okay, so it's a small little behind the scenes little featurette that dropped out today called Legacy. Well, at least that's what Movie Clips has it listed as. And it's got clips in there, some dinos. I'm hyped for this. I'm hyped for this movie. For sure. And I hope Claire doesn't die. Um, I hope not. But that's that little featurette that dropped today. And I recommend that everybody, if you're a big, huge Jurassic World fan, you're looking forward to this. I saw the little featurette, and it was nice to have that little callback to the other films there. That was nice. Karen Gillan. Are you huge? I am a huge Karen Gillan fan, even when she's in terrible movies like The Bubble. But I guess she had a big, huge article out on Hollywood Reporter where she talked about her new film called Duel, where she plays like a clone of herself that, she made a clone of herself because her body parts were dying off and she needed to harvest the body from her clone, but they have to duel each other for the right to survive. It's weird. It's weird. But she also goes on to talk about some other quotes that people are mining. This is one of those big, huge interviews. It's on Hollywood Reporter where they ask a lot of questions, and people are going to be mining this stuff for little quotes to say anything about of the upcoming projects like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, her last appearance as Nebula. Well, I would imagine that it should be. And she talks a lot about her experiences with Duel that just came out. I got a quick quote here about her action stuff. I remember having to run on the treadmill when Sarah was working out for the first time, and I was like, I can't do my action hero run, Gillan tells the Hollywood Reporter. I had to revert back to my original run, which was much more flailing around, limbs everywhere. So it was nice to revisit that and see how far I've come. So yeah, she's learned a lot of stuff in these, because Duel, she gets trained by Aaron Paul to like fight, right? Her clone, and so she's had to learn a lot of these stunts. But you know what? She did a lot of the stunts too with Gunpowder Milkshake that she was in, and she did a lot of stunts in Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers movies as well, right? So she goes in and talks about all that stuff, and people are going to be talking about her first quote as Nebula, and basically all she said about Guardians of the Galaxy 3 in this article was that everybody was happy to be back working together again. And the people are going to mine that for everything that it is. So you'll see that stuff splashed all over the movie news pages for the next couple of days. Oh, there's an image from Duel right there. So Aaron Paul, you may recognize him from Breaking Bad, El Camino, and that Need for Speed movie. But he trains her to fight. So, and I like that trailer, and I'm looking forward to Duel. Because as you know, yes, I am a Karen Gillan fan, and this article has got a little bit of some juicy quotes, like nothing really too significant. I guess they dance at one point in the trailer. They're talking about dance scenes in there. They're having just lots of fun. So if you are a Karen Gillan fan and you want to learn more about some of her upcoming projects, you want to learn what they do say about Jumanji. They said like the third Jumanji movie. She hasn't said. She says, I don't know. I think they're going to make another film, but the question is when, and nobody knows that yet. So people will be making huge articles about that kind of stuff too for the next Jumanji movie. And it's cool. Karen Gillan, she's always good for a quote. Can't say anything really bad about her. Christopher Nolan is going to be making this Oppenheimer movie about the dude who made the atomic bombs. And Oppenheimer has got a stellar cast. Of course, we know that Cillian Murphy there is going to be playing the lead role. And we got some set images of Emily Blunt. And we'll take a look at those in a moment. But let's take a look at the cast of this movie. Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Rami Malek, Kenneth Branagh, Gary Oldman, David Dastmalchian, Dane DeHaan, Aaron Alden Ehrenreich, Jason Clarke, Beanie Safdie, and many more. So the cast for this is going to just be mind-blowing. Oppenheimer, huge cast. And we got some set photos here that we'll take a look at with Emily Blunt, who's a goddess in my book. Yeah, it's set photos. They're on set. You can see the camera there in the background. She's in some kind of a garden or something leaning against a fence. Nothing too groundbreaking, but you know what? Any little bit of news about this movie I thought was pretty great. Oh, yeah, we got some images here of Cillian Murphy there. He's looking like he's really slimmed down for this, hasn't he? He's really trimmed down almost to that unhealthy level. I don't like to see people do that, but maybe that's the way that the real Oppenheimer was. But it looks like he's really giving his all. And Cillian Murphy's always great in everything that he's in, right? He was always good with Nolan, too, because he worked with him in all Batman movies, worked with him on Dunkirk. Yeah, cool, man. Oh, there's Nolan himself. Okay. Well, I don't think we need to indulge too much about that. There's the sound guy holding the boom mic. Cool. All right. So, Oppenheimer. Guys, anything that breaks about this, I'll definitely be sharing it with you because Christopher Nolan is one of my favorite directors out there right now. Is he one of yours? Oppenheimer, are you looking forward to it? Comes out next year, guys. We'll talk about it as the news breaks. Magic Mike 3. Are you looking forward to this? Yes. It was announced a while back that Magic Mike 3 was happening. And we just got a quick little casting update. Salma Hayek replaces Thandiwe Newton. So I guess Thandiwe Newton, right? Who's a great actress herself. I love Thandiwe Newton. She was great in Crash. I liked her in Solo, even for the small part that she was in. I liked it, but you can't go wrong with Salma Hayek. She's aged so well. And what I wanted to talk about Magic Mike here just quickly is that apparently because Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock had worked together on The Lost City that we just saw in the theaters, Sandra has come out and said that she's going to have a tough time watching Channing Tatum now in Magic Mike 3 because, well, he's a stripper, right? So I've never watched the movies, oddly enough. Male strippers, it's not my bag, but if that's yours, I know that it's not all about that, guys. I know about that. It's just, it wasn't high on my priority list, even though it was Soderbergh that started it, right? And then this new Magic Mike Last Dance is going to be an HBO Max exclusive. So it's not going to be in the theaters or anything, but it looks like at least Tatum will have a chance to close off that chapter of his life as a trilogy, and I got no problem with that. And it looks like it's going to have Salma Hayek in that. So, hey, you know what? That may just be enough to watch a movie about male dancers. Probably not, but let's move on to some more unsettling news. Frank Langella's in trouble? Say it isn't so. I like Frank Langella. He was Skeletor in that He-Man movie. Frank Langella departs Netflix House of Usher series amid misconduct allegations. Dude. Don't say this. It hurts me. Apparently there was some accusations and it was reported by Deadline that his departure of the project. Now, if you don't know what the House of Usher series is, it's directed by Mike Flanagan. He did Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor, and Midnight Mass. And he directed Dr. Sleep. So I'm a huge fan of his too. And I was looking forward to this. And we did report a while back that it had started production and Langella was part of the cast. And I guess he's out for some allegations, nothing proven yet, but of course when you get allegations like that, of that nature, oh, bummer, man. The Fall of the House of Usher will adapt a number of Edgar Allan Poe tales, and the cast for it is pretty extensive too. It's got a lot of familiar faces from Hill House and Bly Manor and Midnight Mass. Like, that's what Mike Flanagan likes to do. He likes to find good actors, and he likes to build like a nice little course that he can draw from. And I like that about Mike Flanagan. And that bums me out about Frank Langella, man. That bums me out. Okay, so Halle Berry is in the headlines again for a movie that came out 10 years ago. What's going on here? Halle Berry hilariously wonders why The Call is number one on Netflix nearly 10 years after its release. Now, I saw this one in the theater because I'm a huge Halle Berry fan. Talking about beautiful women, and people who age gracefully. She's aged so well. I guess she took to her Twitter, and I saw this on her Twitter as well. So The Call is number one movie on Netflix right now, nearly 10 years after its release. Are y'all okay? So this movie was about a 911 dispatch agent that gets a call from this girl that got kidnapped in the trunk of a car, and she tries to find out where she is. She walks her through being kidnapped, like trying to escape from the trunk and such. And then it's a feel-good movie because she helps her escape at the end and captures the bad guy. I like The Call. I liked it a lot, even though it was a short little film that didn't get a lot of good buzz when it came out, but I liked it. I liked it. So, yeah. Cool, man. Halle Berry. Have you seen it? Let me know in the comments below. This is one I'm not looking forward to. But we got to talk about it because it's social media, and I'm actually on all social media platforms, including Twitter, which Elon Musk is now saying that he wants to buy a little piece of. And we got to talk about this because it does involve social media, which, as I said, I'm part of. And I guess this is a big headline, and I'm only going to talk about it in a small little segment here. I'm not going to rant and go on for 20 minutes about this. I'm not going to get into the whole business side angle of this. Elon Musk launches $43 billion hostile takeover bid for Twitter. And he's got some weird ideas. Like, hey, you're a billionaire. You could end, you yourself could probably end world hunger, but you're choosing to do stuff like this. Whatever. Elon Musk, Twitter. So he wants to buy Twitter, and apparently he wants to make it a private company and not a public company anymore. Instead of having it be on the markets for stocks, he wants to unlock its potential, he says, in some quotes here. And if he can't unlock it, then he wants to sell his shares. Why does this impact us? Because right now, I'm only concerned about trolls. Trolls, because Twitter has blocked a lot of trolls, including a big number one foe of the free world. And I feel like by the sounds of the articles of what he was talking about, his quotes saying he wants to unlock the potential, that right now it's being held back by societal pressures. It sounds like he wants to unlock Twitter and make it like the free, open, Wild West again. And Twitter had done such a good job of locking down trolls, scammers, bot accounts, and all that stuff. Those are still there, but it sounds like he wants to open that up again and invite I don't like the sounds of that. I don't. Because that does affect social medias, all social medias. I don't like that. He needs to clarify some of his statements before I can get on board with him buying it out. Because if that one person comes back on Twitter, I know that everybody likes to hear all the nonsense that he says. His name starts with a T. His last name starts with a T. If he comes back on Twitter, it'll be so damaging for Western culture. I couldn't. That's what I don't want to see happen. And I'm not going to rag on that much more. It's there. If anything more happens and it harkens to more movie news stuff, then I'll address it. But it's a big story of today, and it gives me pause. It gives me concern, especially when you've got an extra $43 billion to throw around. Hey, throw some my way, please. Okay. Now, We've been doing Moon Knight watch-alongs on this channel, and if you are a fan of Moon Knight, I encourage you to watch my watch-alongs. It's one of those things where you got to have your own copy to watch along with me on the side. But I do leave time codes. I do let you guys know where I am in the episodes, and I guess they released an explainer video. And I saw that this was a lot of the criticisms out there. If you're not watching these other videos, like the Easter eggs and the breakdown videos, then sometimes it's a little bit hard to figure out exactly what's going on. And Marvel themselves released this Stephen Grant 101 video. And what's this about? Well, we can take a look at that right now. And, well, we're not going to watch it, but it's just kind of like we see little clips from the show, and then they give a little write-up on the side here as to who these people are, like Conchu. Like I had to keep a notebook of all of the characters' names on the side here, like just pages of notes of of the characters' names, and because this is a person with split personality, and he's got different personalities going on in his head, and people say that Conchu isn't one of the personalities, but I contest that it is, even though you say that it's another being. I don't. It's just. And then there's like this new Jake. I see the Jake personality just threw me for a loop, saying that he's a cab driver that killed those people in episode 3. Oh, sorry, that's spoiler. I don't mean to go into spoilers, but if you've been watching it, guys, I've been doing my watch-alongs, and I do appreciate this kind of stuff because it helps fill in the gaps, because I'm somebody who was never that aware about the Moon Knight character. So yeah, having these little explainer videos that have come out, like giving you like the Cole's notes of the characters, really helps. Really helps. And I know that I'm not the only person in this boat where I need those helps, where I need those extra little things to help me figure out what the heck is going on, because sometimes it's a little bit jarring. But it hasn't ruined my enjoyment of Oscar Isaac's performance. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Are you enjoying Moon Knight? Is it something that you would love to watch? Is it something you like to see? Let's go on and take a look at the old Twitter roundup today. As we round out the show, it's going to be a long day today, guys. We got a big show coming up next, Survivor Watch Along. It's coming out at 1 o'clock. I had to move it ahead at half an hour because I have some errands to do. I have something to do later on. Special to do. Okay, so what's going on here? Ruben Osterlund's Triangle of Sadness. Okay, so this is another one that's debuting at Cannes. Triangle of Sadness. It looks like there's people on a beach. They star as a model celebrity couple on a cruise for the rich that sinks, leaving them marooned on an island. So, Triangle of Sadness is about a couple that they're models. They're on a rich cruise that gets marooned on an island. Cool, man. That sounds, hey, that's interesting. I like those survival type stories. That's going to debut at Cannes. Cool. Rory Kinnear on his roles as Alex Garland's men. We saw an image of him yesterday. Yes, this same dude plays all the guys in this movie. It's so weird because he's got different hair pieces on. He looks like he's got some prosthetics on it. Sometimes he's got a beard, mustache. He changes his look in the trailers. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Men, March 22nd. Okay, so that's weird. What's this? We first revealed details of Kinnear's roles, including the fact that he also plays a young boy back on March 22nd. He also plays a young boy. It's like some de-aging technology here too. Like Alex Garland. We've done trailer reactions for both of these for men. And Alex Garland did Ex Machina and Annihilation. So we know his flavor is funky, man. Broker. And that'll debut at Cannes as well. Okay. Robert Eggers praises Harry Styles' acting. Really? It says that he had a good audition for Nosferatu, but he was cut. We knew that, and the role is now offered to Robert Pattinson, who hasn't accepted yet, from what I hear. Danny Ramirez is premiering in 2 films, Top Gun, and stars at noon at Cannes. Okay, Danny Ramirez. First poster of Park Chan-wook's Decision to Leave, which will premiere at Cannes. Okay. This is good. I like this. We're seeing stuff than just titles. There's Crimes of the Future. Oh, this is an actual poster for it. Cool. Crimes of the Future. It's kind of dark though. Kelly Richards showing up with Michelle Williams will debut at Cannes. Can't go wrong with Michelle Williams. Great actress. And I liked her in the Venom movies. Okay, Ruben Östlund's Triangle of Sadness with Woody Harrelson as Marx's captain. Woody Harrelson's going to be playing the captain that runs it into the ground. That's cool. Woody Harrelson. Huh. So these people get marooned on an island. I'm going to have to keep my eye out for this, the Triangle of Sadness, because this is shaping up rather cool, man. I'm going to have to do an IMDb of this. Okay, but we are running short on time, guys. Because I moved up the Survivor, I have to eat my breakfast before 1 o'clock here, because I want the Survivor to go on without a hitch, so I can go out and do what I need to do later on today and get back to watch the baseball game later tonight. I know that's not exciting for you guys. I know that's not what you want to hear, but hey, it's what has to be done. So I got 23 minutes here before our next live show, Survivor Watch Along, Episode 6. The merger is going to be happening, and that's the way that it's been in the realm of movie and entertainment news, guys. It's daily, 12 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday. I hope you can join us sometime. All of these topics will be linked in time codes in the description and comments below. Why is Jurassic World trending? Did they release something else? Did they just release a new poster? Let's catch this in here, guys. New poster. Yes, they did. Okay. I don't like that one that much. The yellow doesn't work for me. Okay. That's it. I'll see you guys if you're going to be joining us for the Survivor Watch Along. If not, I'll see you tomorrow for more movie and entertainment news.